Welcome back to CHOWTIME Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from It's a Gundam! It's awesome that you guys all love It's a Gundam too. We get so many comments about you guys wanting more videos of him, so I try to feature him a little bit more often.
A group of women who went on an app and blew up a bunch of men's privacy are having their privacy blown up. Oh no! What's that? What's that? Oh yeah, that's the scent of justice. That's what that is.
Karma,
Well,
bitches.
when we last left off, the situation was horrible for the women who looked like creatures from the island of Dr. Moreau. But then it got exponentially worse. A digital map showing off where all the users lived. It was called...
That's a little diabolical, but sometimes you need to be a little diabolical.
Doxxing Tea Party.
What was that?
You know, it's kind of surprising when you look at this, right? Up there are women complaining about men in Alaska. That's kind of crazy because that's the only state where men outnumber women. So if you can't find someone there as a woman when the odds are clearly in your favor, there's something wrong with you, I would surmise.
Are you a homosexual?
Obviously, the T app had privacy and surveillance issues, but it's a little on the nose that when women wanted to feel safe while dating men responded by doxing and harassing them. The driver's license leaked today from the app have all been uploaded to a searchable map. This may be the worst IP leak I've ever seen.
Women were clearly trying to keep themselves safe on the T app. You gotta remember that. They did this by doxing men and calling dudes who rejected their advances homosexuals.
Man, how the f did I get on the T app? I used to work with him. He gave me gay vibes. What? I only worked one job with females, bro. And I was at Olive Garden when I was a server. And the reason why I didn't do none of y'all is because y'all was already all the on the job.
Damn.
Mookie, good dummy. What's the T? Pink, Dick Little, can't hold his liquor. Breath stink, big dollar. Bed on the floor. Oh my God, alcoholic ass. Not Mookie. Can y'all drop these ninjas? Thank you?
Women were protecting themselves from little dicks and beds on the floor.
But how would these women know this unless they heard the guy?
Don't ask questions.
To dox or to be doxed? That is the question.
Then memers online rolled out a 1v1 website called Teespill, where you were forced to choose between two women. Which one was more attractive? I played the game for 2 minutes before I quit. It was horrendous. Many of these women were criminally unattractive. I felt like I was a normal Cadian soldier going through a warp storm for the first time in 40K.
I also have seen some of the pictures. Makes me feel like a freaking gorgeous man.
Click on the void you prefer. I wish I screen grabbed some of the choices because you wouldn't believe how bad some of these chop women look. Dude, you have no idea. Which would explain why dating for these women was horrible and no man wanted to commit to them. Let's be real here. Ugly dudes accept and come to grips with how they look. In fact, some of them even use their looks to create a career.
And, you know, they work on their other skills and other personalities and things to prop them up when they don't have the looks.
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's the ugliest thing in the world.
Women, on the other hand, point fingers at society and men and scream,
so for the male gaze and so over-sexualized.
Shut when you think about God.
Attractive women don't need apps like these. Just like good-looking dudes have no idea what it's like to be breadcrumbed. The app even gave people the option to choose an object rather than one of the women. So, you know, like a lampshade or an empty can of Dr. Pepper has won many rounds on this site. A good time was had by all. Lulz were everywhere.
Except for the women that look like Review Tech USA wearing a wig. Oh, by the way, don't even bother looking for the game. The Teespill is down. It'll probably never come back.
Nope, they killed it.
It was good while it lasted. Ripperoni. T, the app that lets women rate men like used cars. What could possibly go wrong?
Absolutely nothing, honey.
In the Big 25, who doesn't love a good witch hunt? A little libel, slander, defamation, and character assassination. He combines the worst elements of female digital vigilantism from online form culture and merges it with the invasive objectification, sadism, and Zuckerberg's face smash. The Facebook precursor that led to Harvard students rank fellow female students' hotness using photos taken without their consent. And the anonymous cruelty of the app, like Yik Yak, Axe FM, and From Spring, all of which have been breeding grounds for gossip and harassment. The app allows women to run background checks, reverse image search, and look up phone numbers, as well as advertise men as walking red flags, chivalrous, funny, respectful, pays for a date, and calls back green flag, toxic, jealous, dishonest, and dating multiple women red flag.
Don't women date multiple dudes? Let's just move on.
Very appropriate and necessary for women to have a roster. More accurately, I think it's important for women to rotationally date, meaning they're going on dates with several men.
For a guy that is in a relationship to be interested in other girls, that's just cheating. But if a girl who's in a relationship becomes interested in another guy, it often means that she's not getting what she needs to get from that relationship.
Any anonymous
Right, because every woman is just enough for all men, right?
scorned lover with a grudge and a Wi-Fi connection can now upload photos of a man she wants to vet to the mob of other similarly petty, paranoid women like a human Carfax. A can of worms I can assure women they do not want to open.
Don't worry, they will open. I mean, for God's sakes, female dating strategies has been around forever. This is literally just the phone app version.
A word of warning I can promise my fellow women, this is a Pandora's box you do not want to open. When these sorts of antisocial tactics are emboldened and excused, any concept of benevolent sexism goes with it. That means no duty of chivalry will be holding men back from weaponizing their own form of reputation destruction against women.
Men have always had this power. We just choose to never wield it. Women love wielding this power. We understand it's a woman's thing to wield this power of reputation destruction. Men can do it too, ladies. And we can do it quite harsher. Remember, we're almost better at everything than you are, as long as we put our mind to it.
Where it hurts them the most. You've already seen men stew on Twitter. We're not really stewing, we're laughing. Thinking up new retaliatory tech proposals for apps that will target women for their reported level of promiscuity.
That would be useful. I'm not even lying. I don't care what anybody says. Take it from me. I've done the research. Do not pursue or try to maintain long-term relationships with women that have high body counts. It does not work. It never works.
I mean, imagine if we just had a list of a picture 4, 400, 5, 50, you know, like, we get a good sense. Not that we truly need it. Like I always say, women will tell on themselves as long as you let them speak long enough.
I am not playing with you. Something inside them breaks after a certain number and they just turn into supervillains.
Where they land on the hot crazy matrix, whether they're lived out or based, these sorts of red flags men look for in women are bound to be the most socially damaging and psychologically poisonous?
What are you talking about? So hot crazy matrix, already pretty based, and I like the term based because it means based in reality.
Lived out chicks, they're a pain in the ass. I've done the research. Base women have their own issues, but a whole lot less than liberal chick. But somehow this is psychologically poisonous. How?
Body count, accusations of histrionics or personality disorders. Hell, forget red or green flags. Maybe they'll skip the niceties and go for fatty or not ranking.
I don't see how there's anything wrong. Literally, the guys just go, she's fat or not. I've seen what women said on the T app. It's far worse than this. Men would at least be honest and go, oh yeah, she's crazy. Been with her. She did some wild stuff. Almost got me arrested. Have you ever been with a woman that has almost gotten you arrested for being stupid, dude?
Thank God, no.
I have. This is information that's useful. I'm gonna trip out reading this. You can't, of course, the female journalist wants to pretend that a man talking about if a chick has a high body count is psychologically damaging. She did it to herself. The body count made her crazy as cat piss.
Ew! Don't look at me!
I'm sorry, I'm like having flashbacks, bro. My dating life was my Vietnam. A woman who worked for the T app.
Poor Gundam. Gone through the ringer like most of us.
Came out and did a TikTok admitting there were so many issues behind the scenes it wasn't funny. And of course, the site handled it by silencing her.
My name is Tori, and I used to work for the T-App. I was hired by Sean for their legal department. You'll understand why I say it like that in a minute. Upon sharing my story, another woman has reached out to me saying she had a very similar experience that I had. In fact, I would actually say her experience was worse than mine. And I know some of you are going to be mad just because I worked for the app. I've already gotten threats. I want to clarify a lot of things, and I want everyone to hear me out. Now, I am a victim survivor of domestic violence myself. I work with victims, and I also have experience working as a paralegal. And when I saw the T-App was hiring for the legal department, I felt aligned with their mission. I was told it was to help keep people safe, and it was also to actually look into these claims and what was posted. And it was remote work. So of course I applied. I started working for him. And I honestly would not say that this was legal work. I would not say that this is in line with anyone doing paralegal work anywhere close to it. And I was highly concerned not only on the process, but things that were posted, things that were shared, that were allowed, process that I just did not agree with, and I voiced my concern. Now, again, as someone who works with victims of domestic violence, I do believe that victims should be sharing their stories, and I do think that people should be keeping themselves safe and protecting other people. I do think that two things can be true at the same time, that there are true stories out there, and there's also false claims and spam and hurting people because of a bad breakup.
Correct.
When I spoke up, I personally feel that I was retaliated against.
But wait! There's more!
A second T-App breach reveals users' DMs about abortions and cheating. A second major security issue with the women's dating safety app T has exposed much more user data than the first breach. We first reported back this week, with an independent security research now finding out it was possible for hackers to access messages between users discussing abortions, cheating patterns, and phone numbers they sent to another. One user tells another they just discovered their husband was on the app being discussed. I am his wife. Many of the messages say. Another appears to show a woman contacting others about a man she's engaged to. Multiple messages which appear to show women discussing their
Why would they have a casual discussion about abortions? That's just weird.
chat logs between women discovering they are dating the same man, exchanging information such as what car he drives for verification.
That one is kind of commonplace. The amount of women that date the same dude in a city, especially on dating apps like Hinge, is massive. But like, this is what they do. They habitually go for the same guy. Then they find out he's seeing a bunch of chicks, and I did it in the last video. And it's just like, yeah, I did it. I did it all my life. I will get away with it. There's nothing you can do. And I'm pretty sure one of the girls are like,
oh, I'll make sure that all the bitches leave, then he'll be all for me.
I bet that's the case. I mean, come on. In this discussion of, oh, I'm engaged to him or I'm his wife. How do we know that's even...
The mental process of women is just so exhausting.
True. The T-App doesn't really have any vetting. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these chicks were upset and they wanted the chick to leave the dude they liked alone. So like, I'm his wife, you idiot. We're engaged. Well, the T-App is totally done now for sure, because 10 women have sued the T-App after user photos were hacked and leaked online. The lawsuit could result in tens of millions of dollars in damages.
All lawsuits allege that the T-App was neglecting in its data practices and breached a contract with its users.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if they had some sort of loopholes written in there, because these companies think about this sort of crap.
The suit could result in T having to pay tens of millions of dollars in damages to the plaintiffs, which would be catastrophic for the company. The T-App's spokesman declined to comment on the lawsuit. One of the suits lists...
Somehow the women still benefit from this with tens of millions of dollars. What the hell?
Did the right-wing...
What about us men that just got destroyed and doxed through the app?
Online discussion board 4chan and social media platform X as defendants.
Because these chicks are going to try and sue everyone and anything to get as much money as humanly possible.
Pretty
and if
much.
they succeed in it, then they should probably be sued by the men that they posted.
Alleging that they allowed bad actors to spread users' personal information.
What does bad actor even mean?
The day before the breach, users on 4chan had called for a hack and leak campaign on the day of the leak. A 4chan user had posted a link that the suit alleges allowed people to download the database of images, some of which appeared to later circulate on X. On X, users began circulating links to the website called Teespill that allowed people to rank photos of the women based on attractiveness. X and 4chan did not respond to the request for comment.
So there you go. It just got even worse for the T app, exponentially worse. And it probably explains why all of those sites and links went down so quickly, because technically it was kind of wild. Funny, but wild. I mean, you know, I hate to be like...
Yeah, I agree. It was funny, but damn, that was a harsh retaliation. Somewhat well-deserved.
Like this, because I don't want to defend companies because I think they suck, but some of these women are stupid. It was a free phone app, and these women said, "Oh, you want a selfie of my face and my driver's license? What could go wrong?" Like, how do you think they were making money? They were already selling your data, number one. Like, use your brain. Honest to God. At some point, you have to take some smidgen of accountability. Like, damn, I really shouldn't have given this free app that I've never really heard of till recently all of my personal fucking information. Like, X sent me a message, and they were like, if you want to continue getting paid as an X partner, we need a copy of your driver's license or like your passport. I was like, then I ain't getting paid, I guess. Yeah, I didn't get a picture of shit. Meanwhile, these chicks ain't getting paid nothing to be on the T app, gave all the information up. And that's how women work. Now, if the T app was about dudes, it'd be a whole different ball game. You could rip on them all day and night, nobody care. But that's just the way it is. If you need me, I'm going to be outside. So
100% true, like Gundam said, right? Because if it was men, nobody cares. You're just some dude. Who cares about them leaking your data and ruining your life or whatever? You probably wouldn't even be able to sue for anything either. That's the sadness of being us men and the privilege of being women. Giving up your data and all your information freely and still being able to end up suing them and getting tens of millions. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time.